Hello and welcome to the show. We are here today on Forza Horizon 4 with another team adventure. Now, for this one, we are going racing with some A-Class cars. Now, they're A-Class cars that are fitted with V8s. However, they have to be V8 from standard, so they have to use their standard engine. They can't be swapped, otherwise everyone would put the LS engine in it and be done. So, all of these cars are using their standard engines. I have gone for an RS6. I have never built one of these before in Horizon. I figured it might work. I'm not sure. I don't know about it. Also, the RS4 is the sensible way to go, and I've gone the slightly more ridiculous way. It's bigger and heavier and might have a little bit more power. I've got 600 horsepower in this, but it does weigh nearly 4,000 pounds. So, yeah, we're going to see how it goes. I'm going to hope for the best. I hope that it's good, because I'd love to have an RS6 go well, and yeah, we'll take it from there really. So our first race, we are off-road. I have got rally tyres on my vehicle. Now they are good. They are not going to be as good as some of the others. I will say, Gliska with the green Jeep, that thing is on race tyres, so while it looks like it is going to be suitable for this, it's actually going to be better handling than most of the cars here. It's a choice, a decision was made with that, shall we say. We have got the lead of the race. Impega has also joined me with a big German saloon car there in the Mercedes, the E-Class, I think it is. They've got, unless they changed at the last minute and I didn't pay any attention, that is also possible. There it is, the Mercedes is out wide actually through there. In fact, it's an all-German saloon car podium at the moment. The RS6 leads an RS4, leads Mercedes E-Class. It's not bad really. You know what, we're just going to run away at the front apparently. This was not what I expected at all. Admittedly, this is probably one of the better kind of tracks for my car. It's not ultra twisty, so the weight of it isn't a problem. 600 horsepower is quite good. Gliska's not doing badly for that thing on race tyres around here. But this is not a full dirt circuit, of course. You have a little dirt section kind of halfway around. It's a nasty dirt section, there's no doubt about it. A bowler's worked its way back up. Our RS4 has plummeted a little bit in this one. Yeah, this thing is an absolute monster so far. This was not what I expected. I mean, the way I built this one, it has, as I've got rally tyres on it. It starts off low A class. It's got rally tyres, and then I put rally tyres, rally suspension. So I guess that's kind of good for this bit. We chucked race brakes on it, and then dumped as much power in the car as I possibly could. It's very little in terms of weight reduction. The only thing that's really cut the weight down any sizable amount was the exhaust, and like exhaust and air intake and that, because they sometimes do drop the weight a bit. But yeah, otherwise it has been just, I say power, 600 horsepower is a good chunk. We are pulling away a little bit from Impega here, so the bowler's sat in third. I think blue team might not have any serious off-road vehicles. Now, if that is the case, that's great news for me. That's wonderful news for me, because apparently we're quite good off-road. I guess the bowler would be a contender for a serious off-road. I think blue team have got a Durango possibly on their team, which would maybe be more off-road, unless it's got a wacky build on it as well to see what might happen. Yeah, we're just gonna run around at the front and I guess continue to build this lead. I mean, RS4 is back up into fourth place. It's definitely not going well for blue team. Did they have one of their cars this year? Okay, so there's been a disconnection as well. Good old Forza servers and all of that, or internet. So blew our car down as well. So that's going to really screw them in this one. But with the way, actually no, I mean. So we've seen this before, when it's an uneven number on the teams, sometimes the smaller team's actually in a slight better position, as it can be tough for... You gain points based on the number of cars you're ahead, and if there are less cars on the other team, there's actually less points to be scored. Yes, you have more cars scoring points themselves, but we've had it sometimes where the car in third on the opposing team, on the smaller team, has had more points than, cars ahead of it. So it gets a little bit funky sometimes on the point system. But there's only so much that we can do. At the moment, I mean, things are looking very strong for red team here. Things are looking very strong for red team. Things are looking very, very strong for my RS6. This was not quite what I was expecting to see. As I said, I have seen a couple of these go quite fast before, which is what made me think about having a go at building one. This is just not normally the sort of car that I get working. It doesn't normally... Yes, I do a huge amount. It doesn't normally work massively well for me, but this thing is, yeah, absolutely flying. Although, I say that, let's not go and get into trouble, because as bigger a lead as we've got, if we miss a checkpoint, we are going to be annoyed. Things are going to go wrong for us. We're not going to get away. We might even have a big enough lead. We could almost get away with having missed a checkpoint and resetting in this. I'm definitely curious to see how this is going to go in subsequent races. Sometimes... We've had it before, sometimes you just get lucky with a car and track combination, it just works. I've had a few of those before, where you just don't expect the vehicle to be, crazy strong somewhere, and it just happens to be an absolute monster. Here, yeah, maybe it is just perfect car and track combination. And of course it does also matter what the other vehicles are in this. If Blue Team are predominantly focused for tarmac, that would explain, to an extent, why we're able to do this, because that car should be good overall. But yeah, this is absolutely not what I was expecting. The Bowler is up to second now. We're not quite going to get the all German Super Saloon podium, sadly. It's going to be slightly ruined by a British off-road racing truck. Well, I'd say should probably be in front. Yes, yeah, this is not the most strenuous of off-road circuits. I actually got that a little bit wrong, but we've got such a big lead, I don't have to panic and do anything silly. We can just kind of lift and coast and settle the car first before worrying about... there's no point trying to run that flat when you're a little bit out of control. If I was in the middle of a battle, yes, of course, you wouldn't want to lift, you wouldn't want to lose that momentum, but we're not, so there was no need for any of that. Okay, well, this is going to be one hell of a large margin of victory in all this. The Bowler has had a better final lap, actually. He's got a little bit closer. Although, yeah, we had a bit of a scruffy lap, so that would explain it. There we go. That is a good start to an adventure. You can't really ask for more than that. It is a very, very strong showing from the RS6. We beat the Bowler, and it's an all-red team podium, and Pega gets third with that Mercedes. The Sunbeam Tiger gets up to fourth, does beat the RS4. Our El Camino ends up in a sixth place, ahead of the Cuda and the Escalade. Well, yeah, as a start, can't really ask for all that much more. We head next to a different sort of challenge for the cars. This is the Lakehurst Cop Circuit. We start in the mid-pack, that's okay. I feel like we're probably going to be quite quick here. You do need a little bit more straight line speed perhaps around this circuit. There are some kind of long straights, although some nasty corners as well to deal with. I feel like we might have a good balance with our vehicle. The Jeep is going to start on the front row along with our El Camino. Yeah, I mean, if we can get a good start, if we can try and work our way through the pack, so to speak, see where we come out by the end of the first lap and what the gaps are like. That Bowler accelerates like crazy. Sure, it's probably got a good chunk of power. I mean, a fair few things are going to be having a good amount of horsepower in this one, there's no doubt about it. We do handle better than the Bowler. Right, oh, sorry Escalade, a little bit of assistance. The El Camino is out very, very wide through all of that. And now points are looking very bad for us. We're going to hope, of course, as the race progresses, that will get better. The El Camino is likely to have a lot of straight line speed, of course. While there are no engine swaps allowed, driveline swaps are, so you may well be seeing a few all-wheel drive cars. I imagine that Tiger is all-wheel drive as well. There is a Durango out wide. The El Camino is going to hit the rocks. We're going to try and shoot through the middle. I'm going to hope we can outturn our teammate. We can run around the outside. We will do that quite nicely. It will be on the inside down here. The El Camino will yield. It will realise the battle is over, and we are through. Now, can we get two more blue cars by the end of the lap? Gliska leads with the Jeep. The Sunbeam is out a little bit wide. Here comes the power of the RS6. I don't know how much power the Tiger has, but I don't think that standard engine is going to be getting 600 horsepower. It's light, of course, but it won't have. It will probably be quite good under brakes down into turn 1. So let's not do anything too stupid through there. We're going to cut back. We're going to get a good run through this next corner, and we will get into the hairpin ahead. We'll leave space if it has a dive. It didn't. Actually started fighting the RS4. We are up into 4th. Okay, time to go chase down an Escalade now. a strange thing for us to be having to run down, but it's a strange thing for us to have to run down that, considering it couldn't get near us on the off-road circuit. I mean, it may have had trouble, may have missed a checkpoint or something, I don't know. Didn't see what went on further back. We started up at the front. And yeah, if we can chase down that, maybe we can go chase down the Cherokee. As I said, the Cherokee is running race tyres, which makes it a wacky choice, but is apparently working around this circuit. SUVs are not a bad shout for a car in Horizon 4. They are generally very quick. They get very big tyres, and I cannot chase down these vehicles up ahead. We may have overdriven it a little bit at the end of that lap. If we can get a little bit better... Yeah, I wonder if the Escalades... I wonder if Ruski's also gone for a mad tyre strategy with that. It is not impossible. Oh, we have overshot turn 1. The last time I didn't really get turn 1 right. This time we've overshot it. But just trying to make up some lap time if we can anywhere. But yeah, we're not able to do much. And the Escalade's actually caught the Mercedes. Oh no, the saloons are going to be beaten by the SUVs. This will not do. We need our little German super saloon section to score some more points. It is very, very close in terms of the points at the moment. We need a couple more places. I have made some mistakes. I don't think it looks like Impega might be catching Gliska a little bit. If we could get a change for the lead, we could get the lead away, that would be very, very helpful. And if I could drive a couple of clean laps, I just think we're too far back. We're not making the sort of lap time that I was kind of hoping we might around here. A little bit of a pain. And Pega's out wide through there. Pushed it a little bit too hard. It's going to give Gliska a little bit more space. We're run clear of the RS4 back there, which is... I mean, it's good for me in terms of keeping my 4th place. Points-wise, we're both red team cars, so it doesn't really matter. We've had a better run through turn 1 this time around. Can we close this gap if we drive everything well? I think all 4 of us are quite similar at this circuit. If I could actually drive, that would help. I've not had the best, it's not been the best driving. As I've said many times before, I'd love to see fastest lap to compare on this one. Because if I can finish this lap off well, I feel like we're probably done pretty good here on this particular lap. The rest of it, though, was a little bit scruffy. Again, the gap's certainly not changing drastically either way. Turn a bit too soon there. Just try anything to get a little bit more speed out of it, but it's been scruffy. Rusky was looking. There was a lot of looking around there for the Escalade. Yeah, after a very, very good first race. Oh, we've had another disconnection. Damn it. We needed a couple more places. Yeah, after a very good first race, not quite a strong second race, but I will at least 4th is some good points. At least 4th is some good points in this one. Yeah, Blue Team are going to win this one overall, though. Well, we'll see if we can go and be very quick off-road again, because yeah, the saloons are better than the SUVs off-road, and all the Forza sense is going on, as usual. Right, it is off to the Tarn Hows Scramble Circuit for our next race. I should look at the tyres on the bowler. I'm not sure what tyres they've got. It looked like that might be on standard tyres. Might explain why it launched so crazy fast. Actually, it might not have much PI to play with either, because it's A-Class, of course. I don't know. Didn't look like the tyres I expected the bowler to be running on. We are down the back of the field. Did we have this front row last time? Sure, okay. Yeah, we're down the back, so we're going to have some work to do. But I think we might have the car to do it, really. If the first race is anything to go by, I guess we will very quickly find out how this fares in this race. Because, of course, the first race, it was much more of a mixture. This is almost pure dirt. There is a one tarmac section, but it's nowhere near enough to make up time if your vehicle is struggling. Oh, all the German super saloons have found each other in the middle of an end of ghost mode. Never fun. Can we run around the outside here? Yes, we can. Just get everyone around the outside. We will then also get past a Audi. Was it an Audi? Yeah, was that the RS4? It is. We will. Oh, we tried to run that outside line. We got a little bit squeezed through there. We're still alongside our teammate, and we're gonna bloody teammate car, get out of the. If they could have left me space on the outside, it would have been really helpful, because we wouldn't have lost out to the bloody Tiger. and we're going to get past anyway, so that's a little bit annoying. That has cost me a good chunk of time. The Hemikuda had a big issue going down into turn 1. The Sunbeam, although the Sunbeam then run into its teammate as well, so we've both been about as screwed over as each other. I got so close to missing that checkpoint, pushing my vehicle very hard through there. We're going to duck underneath and we will take a third place away with a kind of double manoeuvre. The El Camino is leading the way. I'm going to presume all-wheel drive and rally tyres on that thing. And if you're going to be running at the front of this race for any length of, well, I'd say for the length of time until the gap it's got, you're going to have to be running something like that. Do we have, I mean, if we are the fastest car on the track, which it does look like we might be, do we have enough time to chase down the top 2? Maybe. I am astounded by this vehicle's performance off-road. It is helped, I think, by just this selection. Cars that we are racing against are not the most off-road oriented. No one's gone really crazy specific as such with it, so that is probably helping my case a little bit through all of this. But yeah, the RS6 is working good. We've closed the gap to the bowler. Do we have enough time to hunt down an El Camino? I mean, we're kind of hoping for a little mistake. It is our teammate. At the end of the day, there's the little mistake that we're looking for from the bowler. I'm going to say thank you very much for that one. We will try and avoid the puddle. I will run it up to the wall, because we know that this high line works on the exit. And there we go, we're past the bowler. That'll move us to second. The Tiger is still not too far back in third. Ooh, okay, I was a little wide. So you kind of want to take as wide a line on the way into that corner. Carry as much speed as possible, but if you're too wide, you actually kind of get the car stuck in the ditch, and it doesn't really turn in very well. So we ran the risk there of being a little bit too wide. Okay, big jump, bit of an awkward landing. What can I do about the El Camino in a couple of laps? It's certainly maintained the gap pretty well. You've lost a little bit of time fighting cars, nothing terrible though. I mean, it's always difficult to win from the back row of the grid. Just the sheer time loss is quite a lot. The El Camino may be feeling the pressure. Ran wide a little bit through there. We've run away from the bowler. That is not going to bother us again this race unless we make any silly mistakes. One more time around. And we are definitely closer than we were last lap, but I think we're going to run out of laps unless there is a mistake from the El Camino, though. We've had a good run through this final section. Can we? Okay, yes, we race against our teammates. Points are so much in red team's favour that we take each other out. It doesn't even matter at this point. Not that I would ever want to go for that, of course. But we are hunting a Chevy on the final lap of this race. What can we do? Not great through turn 1 actually from me. We could have been quicker through there. It's this section is actually where we're really good. It's the change of direction as we come through here that our car has been strong at, and the El Camino struggled a little bit at, although it's better this time around. Yeah, the El Camino was a little better through there. I didn't make up as much lap time as I have done in the past. We're going to run through this corner, jump on the power as soon as we can. We're close, but it's not going to be close enough. We needed a little bit longer, or we needed a couple more mistakes from the Chevy. It runs a little wide. We're going to run even wider. I'm trying to use every bit of road that I can. It's not enough. It's not enough for the Audi. The Chevy is going to hold on. We needed a little bit more time in this one. The El Camino takes victory. It's a good chase. The RS6 will take a second place in this one. Red team definitely got the vehicles for the off-road category here. The bowler rounds out the podium. Impega could only manage 7th in the end with that Mercedes. I think got stuck in battles really back there. 4th would go to the Tiger. The Cuda ends up in 5th. Yeah, that was an enjoyable race. We picked our way through the field, just didn't quite have enough time. We didn't have enough time to do it, and the El Camino was fast enough to make it difficult. So we tried as best as we could, but in the end, not quite. But yeah, the RS6 proving its worth once more. We are back onto the tarmac for our next race, the Holyrood Park Circuit. High speed track, this one. A nasty track as well. As I mentioned before, it's high speed, but the corners are also high speed. So if you lack grip, you're going to be in trouble. The Cherokee's on the front row once more. I expect that to be quick here, actually, with the race tyres, and it certainly wasn't that much lacking in straight line speed for the Copse circuit. It's probably going to be fast here with down the back. The game does not want to give me a nice spot on the grid. We'll see what we can do really with the RS6. I'm going to hope that it works. I'm going to hope that it's fast at this sort of track. It could be very good. Its weight is always going to hinder it a little bit through the corners, these high-speed corners, but the sheer power of the car should have a good top speed at least. There is going to be some space through there. Try and pick our way. Again, we have to come from a long way back in this one. We've got to try and pick our way through the field efficiently. We don't want to lose touch with the cars at the front. Cherokee has got to the front. We know it's going to carry good corner speed. We've got the Cadillac all over the back of us. See, I want to be moving forward. I've got to look behind, so I've got to deal with the Cadillac if it goes for an overtake attempt, but I don't want to have to be looking behind. The Hemi Cuda's got itself in trouble. The Escalade's to the inside. It's got very busy through here. As we're all, this is going to end in tears for somebody. That somebody is going to be me, if I'm not careful. Still got a little too busy through there. Unfortunately, we came out the worst against the Escalade, and we are going to have Hemi Cuda's having all sorts of handling issues. What is our top speed like? We've got boxed in behind the bloody Tiger. Yeah, the top speed actually isn't that great. I was hoping for a bit more from this. We're going to go, a little too late on the brakes, I think. There's some lag pinging around going on up ahead for the Escalade. That's all over. Well, it's all over the place, but it was all over the place with a lot of lag. Tiger's slow mid-corner. There is some lag going on with this one, is safe to say. We are past, and we are up to 6th place now. Leaders are gone. I mean, this is the thing. If we could have got clear of everything more efficiently, we could maybe have gone chasing after some of the other cars, but we didn't. We got held, and we lost so much time fighting in silly battles that, yeah, it's just not worked. I've run out of patience, having got boxed in. We're going to go for a jump across the kind of inside hill, if you like. Oh, that's a little bit of I think fourth is really the best we're going to get. It's going to be the same as the bloody Copse circuit at this rate, and 4th is assuming I can catch the Corvette if I have time. And again, we're at this point where we've probably a bit too far back for at least a lap or so. You know, we have to have a very good lap. The Corvette looks quick down the straights as well. Might mean it's a bit of a handful in the corners. The Escalade, I think, has hit its aero wall down here, which is perhaps not so surprising for the big SUV. We will carry. That's absolutely spot on through turn 1. Happy with that. Yeah, we carried loads of speed. We're well clear of the battle behind, and the Escalade's got itself in a bit of trouble out wide there. Can we get on the podium here? I mean, I'd be happy with that after the start of this one. You know, we're so far back. If we can put our car on the podium, I will, not be too displeased. Oh, made a mess of that corner. As did the Corvette. Unfortunately, I was hoping the Corvette would hold the Cadillac up a little bit longer. Don't know if it's gonna see me coming necessarily. If it's gonna give us a straightforward pass, we will have to wait and find out. Oh, it's gone very wide. It's gonna be a straightforward pass. Oh God, I had to get the checkpoint. I'm sorry, but bloody hell. Yeah, I had to get across to get the checkpoint. I didn't want to push you, but I am not going to miss that checkpoint. There was a gap. The Corvette was slow coming down there. We're going to go for the gap, and yeah. In the end, I mean, we've got quite a big gap back to the car behind, so it's not too bad. It's not really what we needed in this one. Going to run a smidge wide. Not quite as good through turn 1. Definitely got more speed by the end of the straight than the Escalade, but the Cadillac is carrying good corner speed through these turns. It is, yeah, pretty having good speed. No one's got an answer to that Cherokee. That thing's gone. That thing's bloody fast. I'll say that much. There you go. That's fine. The Escalade almost hit the wall through there, but got away with it. If we can stay close enough, and we can be close enough down that start-finish straight, we can maybe make something happen, but I think we're just not going to be. Once again, we're just not quite close enough. We wasted. We got stuck in battles, lost too much time. The Mercedes up in second is losing ground a little bit to the Escalade and to me, I suspect. Although if they fight each other, that would help me. It's just a carbon copy of the Copse circuit in terms of the Escalade catching the Mercedes, getting perhaps a little bit stuck behind it. Us watching what looks like a great battle. Yeah, we lost a little bit of time. Not much, but we actually a little further back this lap around than we were last one. We'll jump across there. The Escalade's had a big trouble into turn 1. It got greedy trying to chase down the bends and threw it at the wall. Yeah, well, I mean, you've got to go for it. I am the same as well on this one. Sometimes you just got to chuck the car and hope. When it's the final lap, you've got nothing to lose almost. It was far enough ahead of me that little mistake doesn't cost it a position, and it knows it's a difficult job to try and beat the Mercedes, so it kind of had to go for it. But it's just asked a little too much of the vehicle. I mean, points were close at one point. It's gone back our way now, thankfully. At least thankfully for Red Team. We'll carry as much speed as I dare through here, but we're just not going to be close enough. As I said, the Jeep the Cadillac does lose out on top speed, but we're way too far back. It's not enough for us to make up the difference in this one. That's fine. It's not my best lap really. It's going to be it's either first or fourth place for us. It seems that is it. Well, actually no, it wasn't first. Sorry, it was second. Although we were the quickest car on the dirt. But we're either very quick on the dirt or just outside the podium when we're not. It seems in this particular field, in this particular group. But the points are going to be enough for Red Team, and that is going to give us the victory overall. But there is one more round to go. So, for our final race, we have come to the Princes Street Garden Circuit. It is pouring with rain. That's more like it. Oh, the Escalade's in front. Can we get in front of the Escalade early on and make a nuisance of ourselves? Possibly. This is the track to do it on. Yeah, we'll have to see how well we can launch. It might be possible. And I think that Escalade is also on race tyres. Because, well, it's on the Horizon Edition tyres, which would be race tyres, right? If I remember correctly. I think I remember correctly. Who knows? We'll see. Obviously, some interesting builds have gone on. I mean, that's the fun of Forza, is that you can do this. But yeah, it does seem like we've had some fun choices. The Escalade is definitely going to be clear of us. Oh, that is the wrong gear to be in through all of this. We've got Gliska alongside us. And we're going to put the Jeep the long way round at the hairpin here. We have not got the turning through there. It's as simple as that. I do not have as much turning as the Jeep. I think Rusky's gone. I think we're going to annoy the crap out of Gliska for this race. Especially if Impega can get past and then Impega can defend with the Mercedes basically the same way that I would. Probably can. Because it's going to be a similar case. The E-Class is going to have all of the straight line speed and the acceleration a bit like my car. Gliska might have a really annoying time if that ends up buried in the pack because it's very good handling, but it's just not able to pass necessarily because it doesn't quite have the straight line speed. I'm going to try my best to go chasing after the Escalade, and if there are any mistakes, fantastic. That will probably be the only way we get past around here. But you never know. You never know with this. Come on, Audi. Get turned through here. The Escalade actually drifted out a little bit wide. Street furniture is always a concern, but when we've got all of the cars at the front actually are big heavyweights, we kind of clear it out of the way quite well. So it's not as bad as when you're in the tiny, lightweight sports cars. The Escalade does seem to be struggling a little bit. It doesn't seem quite as good through the corners. I certainly don't think it's quite as good through the corners as the Cherokee. We're going to end up out very wide through there. Yeah, that looks like a bit of a handful in the wet. It's in the wall! Oh, it's all gone wrong. It's all gone wrong for the Cadillac. It tried to carry too much speed. It has run wide and ended up in the wall. Now, Impega can be the best rear gunner, the best teammate in the world. If Impega keeps Gliska behind, I mean, I think Gliska's going to really struggle. It's just the sheer distance that Gliska would have to close. Even if that is probably over a course of a lap, that is probably the slightly faster car, the Cherokee. But even if it is, we've got a good, 3-4 second lead because of how things have panned out. It's a difficult gap to close in, and the Audi's actually working pretty good in the wet. It does seem to be. I'd say it's a bit of a strange one. But there we go. If we don't do anything silly, don't try and carry too much speed around that final corner. It is really easy to end up out wide and in the wall. Yeah, Impega's doing the perfect defensive job, but I mean, it keeps the Merc in second at the end of the day. Impega's going to want to get that second place. The rain is easing off now. But yeah, if it slows down that chariot, I really need to go back to second through there, I think. Third is just not working. I'm used to leaving the cars in third through that bit, but this, I ran out of PI, so I don't have an adjustable gearbox in the Audi. So the gear ratios aren't too bad from standard. Oh, Gliska's got past, although... Oh, Gliska's got past. I was wondering if Impega's about to out-drag down the next corner, but Impega's gone off the... Not off the leaderboard, but fallen back. So I'm going to guess missed a checkpoint. Possibly on the run up the hill. I don't know. That's less than helpful. It has released the Jeep, but as I said, the Jeep is quite a long way back. So I'm not sure it's going to have any time to do anything about this. I mean, it is definitely quick. There is no denying that. I've just got to not do anything stupid. That is the bit that matters here. Don't do anything dumb. Don't miss a checkpoint, definitely. Don't run wide and hit a wall. If we can do that... Bloody hell, that thing is rapid. If we can do that, I think we're okay. There's only really one big overtaking opportunity left, and that is at the bottom of the hill. And this is the one bit of track here where I am strong. Well, in relation to the Cherokee, I'm fast down the straight, so we should be far enough away that the Cherokee can't have a dive through here. And then your only other real overtaking opportunity is the final corner, which is only a half chance, plus we should outrun it to the line regardless. Which is, again, it's not do anything stupid. That thing is so quick. Once released from the clutches of the Mercedes, it's charged. It wasn't my best lap at the end there, but it closed the gap. It just ran out of time. We did what we needed to. Oh, it's very close in points. We did what we needed to in terms of staying in front. Unlucky for Rusky, ran a bit, which everyone's done it at that corner, run wide and hit that wall. It was unlucky for the Cadillac though. Ends up in 6th. Oh, points have just gone a little bit safer for us in this one. If we can hold on to the 10th place. But, yeah, I'm actually very impressed with that RS6, I've got to say. I didn't know what it was going to be like when I built it. Wasn't sure. And, yeah, that's actually a really nice car. Very, very good off-road. Though, admittedly, I don't think there were very many vehicles built for off-road in this one, with the SUVs being race-built ones. A bit of a weird adventure, as they sometimes are. Yeah, definitely quite a good car off-road. And it was fast on the tarmac. Didn't quite work everywhere, but yeah, it's definitely a quick vehicle. And again, another good overall car. Worked way better than I thought it was going to, which I am very pleased about. So there we go. That is going to be it for this adventure. If you'd like to sign up to take part in the next one, you can via our Discord. There'll be a link in the description. Find the Versus the Community sign up section, and you can register to take part in there. That though shall be it from me. Thank you all very much for watching, and until next time, a goodbye.